In 2011, the Food Bank for Larimer County provided food to 30,000 Larimer County residents. We are seeing a lot of people who are really hurting, who have never had to access service, let alone ask for food. We are facing some real economic challenges. 23,000 people out of work in Larimer and Weld counties. That equates to a lot of people that need access to social services like the food bank.
The good news is in 2011 we did see more job openings being posted at the Workforce Center. Times are still tough. Right now we have approximately 600 families that receive help every month. The mom and the dad both are unemployed.
And as a result, they also lose their health insurance, so they fall farther and farther into a hole and into needing services.
The high cost of health care every day means people in our community are delaying care. One person in particular said, I went for weeks in what was nearly intolerable dental pain just because I didn't have a way to get dental care.
One of the things that we found very successful to work with long-term unemployed people are internships. The employer gets an opportunity to actually try out some of these workers. The job seeker gets paid as well as gets some opportunity to work and put something on their resume that's current and up to date. The other group that we're really spending a lot of time and emphasizing is veterans.
We are very fortunate to be able to serve 70 veterans with housing assistance and services. The Fort Collins Housing Authority serves about 4,000 people in our community. Throughout 2011, we added another 150 housing choice vouchers, and 50 of those are specifically for what we call our new Family Unification Program. The Family Unification Program is a HUD program. It was a very competitive national competition that we won, and it combines housing and services for families who, but for housing, would lose custody of their children. We also have our own self-sufficiency staff who work with families, singles, really focusing on helping people be stable in housing.
Demographics from the latest census points out that in 2040, in Fort Collins, in this area, that 19% of the population will be 65 or older. That's almost 1 in 5, and that's a lot of people.
What you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me?
Senior Center, when it opened in the mid-90s, was full from day one. So we have a big expansion program coming up. To be able to do all the things we want, we need to raise more money. We want to be able to expand the physical building, and then in that way to be able to offer more in terms of classes and recreation. I think the biggest challenge is for seniors who can no longer drive, and that would be in terms of accessible, affordable transportation so that they're not isolated in their homes.
My name is Pranaya. I serve as chair of the Youth Advisory Board of Fort Collins. Last year, on November 9th, we created the Anti-Bullying Summit. Along with the Youth Advisory Board, we had the support of the Human Relations Commission. We also had a panel of experts and students who had experienced bullying. We had the great opportunity to raise awareness about suicide prevention and how both of those tie together.
One of the people who attended the summit left a note on one of the chairs. This individual requested that they need help and they left their phone number behind. We were very pleased that there was somebody who was reaching out to us and somebody was going to be provided help by the summit.
I hope that the youth realize that they actually have a big role in Fort Collins and that we are really taken seriously. We just need to bring our voice out more.
I've been in Fort Collins since 1977. In 2003, I had a mountain biking accident which left me as a quadriplegic. After my accident, I was exposed to a whole new world. Just the small details that make a big difference to somebody that's disabled. Transportation is a big challenge. You tend to scope out areas that are more accessible for you and determines where you go to spend your money, where you go to eat. The best thing about Fort Collins is that our disabilities are not stopping us from being a part of Fort Collins. I'm very happy with the way store owners respond to someone coming in with a power chair. I think that one thing that could be improved on the dial-a-ride situation is going out to the city limits and picking people up. And there's a lot of subdivisions that have been built between the bus route and the city limits. They're not covered by public transportation and they're not covered by dial-a-ride. And there's a lot of people in those areas that need transportation.
My name's Ken John and I work with the homeless population. We furnish them with the basic clothing and boots and gear that they need to basically deal with the elements while they're struggling to regain their self-sufficiency. The economy has put a lot of people on the streets. And we go out 3 nights a week to show these people that the community cares about them. I mean, it's 21 degrees already, and it's going to get much colder than that tonight. At least it's not snowing and sleeting and all that stuff, but
yeah,
man,
it's cold last night.
Yeah, I can imagine. He's going to get a sleeping bag, and then we're going to hopefully find a coat and a hat.
Yeah, what's selling right there?
This would go over everything. You want to try that on?
Oh, 3 extra large, yeah. This is really nice.
Ooh, ooh.
Ooey.
There's the one that goes over your whole head and neck.
Nice. Well, I thank the good Lord that people like this are here, and there are people out here on the outside that are just in a bad situation, and I feel really bad for the women and the children.
Please keep letting people know that we're out here, that we're here to help them, and you take care.
God bless you, Ken.
We'll see you next time, okay?
Thank you very much, sir.
You should be a little bit warmer tonight. See you later.
People in Fort Collins have big hearts. They really care.
People seem to have the attitude of wanting to volunteer, and there are so many opportunities.
I've worked in enough communities to know that not all the agencies work together as a team, but here in Fort Collins, everybody pulls for the greatest need.